Hello, this is Sean Wright, and today we'll be building a computer from start to finish. What we have here is the motherboard straight out of the box, and it's a new generation technology motherboard. It's a PCI Express motherboard, which is a new technology, and it's an Asus A8N SLI Deluxe board with SLI enabled graphics card slots, as you can see here and here. There's two graphics card slots for two VGA video graphics cards to be inserted in the computer on the motherboard. At this stage today we're just going to be inserting one, and by default it is set to one. If you were to install two, there is a video card converter slot where you can undo the two clips, pull this slot out, unplug this card, turn it around and plug it in via the dual video card end. As you can see, that ends, if I just zoom in, as you can see there, beautiful. Single video card is inserted, and then you would undo the clips here and here and take the card out and put it in this end first, click it back in, and that would enable the motherboard for dual video card ability. Today we won't be doing that. Over here is the slot, or the position for the CPU, and I will shortly show you how to insert the CPU. It will be the first item to go in. And over here we have the DIMM slots for the RAM, or the memory. It's dual channel, and there are 4 slots: channel 1, channel 2, or channel A, channel B, whichever way you want to look at it. And we'll put, I have 1 gig of RAM, and we will put 1 stick of RAM in, which is 512 megs, and another stick of RAM in, which is 512 megs, which gives us the 1 gig. Over here you have the ATX power plug, where the power from the power supply goes into the motherboard. Another slot here for your floppy, and the 2 slots here, IDE1 and IDE2, or IDE0 and IDE1 if you're going to run an IDE drive. That today we'll be installing SATA drives, serial ATA, and these are your ATA slots here, with your ATA plugs, where you can plug in your ATA hard drives, which we'll be doing today. You have 3 PCI slots on this board, and other various slots and functionalities which we won't go into. And on the front, of course, well, actually on the rear of the computer, we have our in and output ports for our sound, 4 USB ports, 2 Ethernet ports, Firewire, printer ports, LPT printer ports, PS2 ports for mouse and keyboard, and S video out, S sound digital output or video output port. Okay, the next we have the CPU, and here we have the fan and the heatsink, and then the actual CPU chip itself, which is an AMD Athlon 64, an AMD Athlon 64 chip. It's a 3.2 gigahertz, and we'll be putting that in very shortly. And of course, as I said, the heatsink and fan. And also it comes with the motherboard, the book, which you should read, new back panel, because on some cases, computer cases, the existing panel will not fit the in-out ports on the back of your motherboard. So usually this one that comes with your motherboard, you'll have to pop the one that's in the case out and just click this one in. It's pretty straightforward. I'll show you how to do that as well. And as you can see, it lines up. Sometimes you can get lucky and the case that you buy is compatible with the motherboard that you buy, and it just slots straight in. And of course, the book for your motherboard, which you should read before you start, and the box with all the bits and pieces in it. We have your SATA cables, various other cables, firewire cables, USB, extra USB ports, serial ports, game ports, and IDE cables for floppy drive, extra power cables, and a whole swag of other gear that you probably won't use, but they're there in case you would need them. And also, I almost forgot the ever important drivers for the motherboard that you would install. Once you've installed your operating system, you would put this disk in and then run the software to install the drivers for your motherboard and any other software that may come included on the disk to help you run your motherboard at its optimum level. We also have a graphics card which magically appeared, our graphics card. It's a WinFast PX6600, and this is a PCI Express graphics card. So if you buy a PCI Express motherboard, you must get a PCI Express compatible graphics card. If you don't, the graphics card will not be compatible with your motherboard. It's a different slot. The standard slots in the standard motherboards today are AGP, but they are slowly being replaced by PCI Express. And as you can see, like I said before, we have two here, and they do look similar to the AGP slots, but you can tell that the PCI Express slots are different. And usually your motherboard box will have it on the front of the box, PCI Express. And this is a 128 megabyte graphics card, SLI, because I bought the SLI motherboard. And we'll be inserting that later.